just 3 months ago, I made a video talking about my yearly goal for 2024, and that goal is to make $150,000 in total payouts for the year. Here we are, first quarter is over, 3 months in, and I made $138,000, almost at my yearly goal in total payouts. I'm actually at my goal right now as of making this video, but I'm not including my April payouts just yet. I just requested them, but this is just the first 3 months in payouts, and I made $138,000. And in this video, we're gonna break it down, show you guys where I got the money from, where I got the payouts from. I'm gonna show you guys statements, break it down, show you guys when the payouts arrived so you could see. And then I'll do a quick FAQ and a couple tips as well. I'm gonna try to keep this video brief, but it's going to be a longer video. So let's get right into it. Also hit that like, subscribe to my channel. I do go live every single day around 10 a.m. And at 15,000 subscribers, I'll be doing a bigger giveaway. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, let's go into January. So January was one of those months where I thought it was a fluke. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Obviously, if you've been watching me, you know that in December I had a pretty good month. So in December, instead of taking the payout the second half of December, I decided to defer those accounts into January. So instead of taking the payout in December, I said, why am I gonna pay taxes on this now? I had to pay on taxes on this the following year. So let me just take the payout in January, on January 1st. And that's what I did. So I took a $24,000 payout on January 1st. All right. Then on January 15th to the 20th, I requested 4 more accounts for $8,000 total. So I made $32,000 in Apex payouts in January. Again, I thought it was a fluke because I had some accounts from December. Excuse me. So I really thought that this is not going to happen again. I knew I had to just settle down for the 10 to 15K payouts moving forward. But I thought maybe by the summertime, I'll be able to match this payout at least one more time. Also from Top Step, I made $1,000, and then Knox, I also made $2,100. So those were 2 accounts, and Top Step was in 1 account. So you guys could see the dates. January 12th is when I got the payout from January 1st to 5th. So it came a little early. And then January 15th to 20th came in on February 1st. All right. So again, I thought this month was a fluke. It was my best month by far. And everything has changed since then. Moving on to February, I made $56,250. I couldn't believe it, and I still can't believe it. And $48,000 out of that is from Apex. So I was able to request 13 accounts in the first payout of $26,000. So I thought that second payout was going to be smaller, and I made $22,000. And I know I could have made more because I know I lost some accounts that were at payout, and I tried to grow a cushion in them, and unfortunately I lost them. But I don't remember that now. Like I don't think about it, but at the time I was like, oh, I could have made 60 grand. But anyway, you guys could see the dates. So February 21st. So this was a pretty late payout. So I get those comments all the time. When do you get paid and all that stuff. Once you're getting payouts all the time, the payouts just come, guys. It becomes routine. You don't pay attention. As long as they're approved, that's all you need. As long as they're approved, keep trading those accounts and you'll get the money. And February 15th to 20th, 11 accounts, I got paid on March 1st. All right, so 26,000, 22,000 for a total of 48,000. Then Top Step, I made $1,500 more. Knox, I made $2,500 more on the 2 accounts. And my funded futures, I got 2 payouts from 1 account of $1,250 and $3,000. That was at the end of the month. And then you can see here, February 27th as well. February 29th was the day of hell. That was my biggest losing day in my prop trading career. And I lost a lot of accounts. And I knew that was going to happen eventually. And it just sucked because it happened at the end of the month. And it was 1 day away from payout. And then I had a decent amount of accounts ready for payout, on March 1st. But it happens, and I knew it was going to happen eventually, and I know it's going to happen again this year at some point, right? It can't avoid it. So that's just how I trade. But basically what I said to myself is like, all right, well, March is going to be ruined now. So let's just settle for a smaller payout in March, maybe 10,000, maybe up to $20,000 in payouts total for March. which would still be amazing after losing the last day of February. But with the 1 day pass, I was able to recover quite quickly. And 1 day pass is a huge game changer when it comes to Apex Trader funding and passing evaluations quickly. I was able to recover for the second half of March. So first half of March, I requested $12,000. That's all the accounts I had left, 6 accounts. I lost, I believe, 8 accounts from Apex, or even 10. I think 8. And I lost my funded futures account, and I lost my top step account. But those accounts I lost at the perfect time, right after payout, versus Apex, I lost them day before payout, so it was kind of painful. But we got over it. I really, people said I was really calm on stream, and I had to let people know that this is part of the plan. I don't lose often, but when I do, it's quite big. So again, we don't lose money, we just lose tokens, and it's part of the game. I don't look at the losses or wins in my accounts as money. I look at them as tokens, and the only money that counts is the money I pay for these accounts. That's my losses, and then my payouts are my actual profits. With Bolonox, I was also able to make $2,500 in March, and these Bolonox accounts, the two of them are actually now uncapped, so I should be able to request around $8,000 to $10,000 from the two accounts this upcoming Friday. This doesn't add up because out of this is 44,000, 44,500. I also made $2,000 on my live funded account with M Futures. So I turned a $4,000 account into $6,000 account. I don't have a screenshot of that now. I wasn't able to grab it really quick, but if you've been watching my stream, you know I've done that. And I only did that to show that the entries and exits on my trading style is exactly the same on the live account. I actually copy traded from Apex into my M Futures Rhythmic account, and the executions were exactly the same. They were not different. And a lot of prop firms are saying that scalping is kind of sim abuse and executions wouldn't be the same. And it's just a bunch of crap. So again, I love Apex. I like Bullnox. Bullnox is not as good as Apex, but I guess it's my second favorite. And then I am also trading now with Elite Trader Funding. Do I recommend them? I can't say that because I know they haven't paid out some big traders out there, but I think they do pay out the small payouts. So I spent some money with them last year. So I just wanted to recoup my losses. So I just requested the payouts from them today. So we'll see how it goes. But they do have some good payout rules because they do allow you to take out from the safety net, and you just got to make $2,000 to take out 2,000. So it's pretty good. So that's my overall start to the year. I am now over $150,000 in payouts if I include my April, and it's only April 2nd. This payout actually came in today. So $30,000, one single biggest payout I've received, and I'm super stoked, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the year brings. All right, so we're at 8 minutes here on this video, so I don't know if I should go into this FAQ, so I'm just gonna go through it really quick, and then leave a comment down below because I could actually go into every single question in more detail in a single video. All right, so my favorite prop firm is Apex because the statistics don't lie. You guys could see I trade with all the prop firms. I don't play favorites when it comes to how I trade. I trade the accounts the same way, and you guys could see the results. Apex brings me way more money than any other prop firm. And you could also see other YouTubers. I'm not gonna mention any names, but you guys definitely follow them. They've been trading with other prop firms. They couldn't get big payouts, and all of a sudden now they're getting big payouts. And it's a huge statement to Apex on how amazing Apex really is. You don't have to be the best trader. You don't even have to be a profitable trader to make payouts with Apex happen. And it's amazing. And I really think Apex is by far the best. This is not a competition. I don't really compare myself to anyone else. This is a competition between me and myself. That's it. If I make good payouts, I'm happy with that. If someone else makes more than me, I'm happy to look up to them and try to get to their level as well. I use it as motivation. It's not a competition again. And then if you haven't received the payout yet, remember I've been trading for 6, 7 years, and I struggled for 3, 4 years as well. So it's not something that happened overnight. But I am in the top 25 all for the entire year on Apex. I know that. Nutty Bar Trading, he made a video, good friend of mine. There's some crazy payouts in March on Apex. They did $25 million in payouts. So if you just take the smallest percentage to your name, I mean, you make a lot of money. And yeah, I'm in the top 25. And I know he told me I was in top 12 in January and February combined. So my results are not like the typical results, obviously, but you don't need to make as much in the beginning. Again, if you watch my previous videos and see how much money I've made last year, I was happy with $4,000 to $6,000, $4,000 to $6,000 payouts. I made one payout over 5 figures last year. So, and I've been getting payouts every single month since May. All right, so that's that. And that was supposed to be a quick question, and it was not. Do I copy trade? Yes, I do, and I don't as well. There's times where I do and times when I don't. I could get into this another time, but what I'm going to say is if your trade presents itself more than one time throughout the day, do not copy trade. Trade one account at a time, or maybe groups of accounts. But if it's a trade that happens once a day or it's a very specific trade, then yes, copy trade. That's what I do. One trade, I copy trade a lot of accounts. And then when I scalp throughout the day, I do not copy trade. I use Quant Tower as my platform and it has a free copy trader built in. I do pay for Quant Tower because it gives me an opportunity to log into multiple prop firms. But Quant Tower is free to try and it's free to use with one prop firm. But if you want to have all the features, you do have to pay. It's not expensive. It's about $20 to $25 a month. And you can use my code Alpine to get a discount for 10%. And then you'll be able to log into Apex, My Funded Futures, Bullnox, Top Step, even your own personal Rhythmic account and copy trade between the accounts. Do I prefer monthly or lifetime fees? I do both. Half of my accounts are monthly and half of my accounts are lifetime. I do prefer monthly overall because I think monthly is a better choice in the beginning. Monthly, this is how it works. You pay $85. So yes, it's a little bit more expensive if you keep the accounts, but what if you don't? Okay, so if you keep the accounts, that means you're making payouts. And if you're making payouts, then that $85 fee is not a big deal. But if you pay up front $140, that's a big chunk. It doesn't seem like a lot in one account, but when you do the math between 10 accounts, 20, 30 accounts, and you don't get to a payout, that's a huge difference in how many dollars you've spent on activations. And it's great if you get to payouts, but if you don't, it's really expensive. So I do recommend, unless you're getting payouts on a consistent basis. Right now, I have accounts that are, 3-4 payouts deep, 50, 60 traded days, 3-4 months traded. Then it's worth it for me to do lifetime. But I still do half my accounts monthly and half my accounts lifetime. My favorite account size is 50K, but I also like the 150K account. There's a reason for that. The 50K is much easier to pass. So if I blow one account, it's much easier to replace it and also much easier to get to payout with just 10 trading days. 150K account, it's much harder to pass the eval. And that's the main reason why I prefer the 50K account. If it was given to me without having to pass, I would take the 150K accounts. But also when I lose $2,500 on the 50K account, I blow the account. Next day, I could just start a new one at zero. I just got to pay $85, right? Versus on the 150K account, if you lose $2,500, first you got to make that $2,500 back, and then you start over. All right, so I'd rather just start over at zero, and it's much faster to get to payouts. With the one day pass, 50K is a no-brainer, but 150K is a good option as well. Do not do 100K. 100K is the weirdest account. 25K is okay. 300K is okay as well, but these are my favorite. Can you scalp in Apex? Yes, there's no restrictions at all like in other prop firms. You could do whatever you want in Apex when it comes to scalping. They even promote scalping as well. The consistency rule is 30% and it's very easy rule and people just get it so wrong, and I still get comments to this day about it, and I made a good video about that, so I'll link it down below. But again, guys, one day cannot be, and that is when you request a payout. The day you are requesting the payout, one day on that account cannot be more than 30% of total profit. So if you have $10,000 in that account, you can't have one day that accounted for more than $3,000 of that profit. It's that simple. But what happens if you make $10,000 in one day? Nothing happens. All you got to do is make $33,000 total on that account, because you'll take the $10,000 and you'll divide it by 0.3 and you'll get the value that you need the account to be at, which is going to be at $33,000. Now, you might say that's crazy. Well, if you made $10,000 in one day, why can't you make additional $23,000 in 9 days, right? If you're a consistent trader, you should be able to do that. And being able to trade 20 funded accounts, there has to be some kind of rules. Otherwise, people would just trade 20 accounts, YOLO them, and eventually one time they would hit a home run and it would work and they would be profitable, and that would put Apex obviously at risk. So I'll take the 30% rule and I'll take the trailing drawdown for having 20 accounts. Those are the two things that I'll take all day every day to have 20 accounts, because also with the consistency rule and cap payouts, I'm just looking to make $200 to $300 per day per account and then move on to the next account. Because why am I gonna risk making more money on the account when I can't take it out anyway? And it seems like it's weird because it's cap payouts, but again, I made $138,000 total, and most of that profit is from Apex. Trades by Matt made 80K in 1 month. Patrick is getting payouts. Nutty got a payout. I mean, so many people are getting big payouts, even my Discord. And even if you look on Nutty's videos and how people are making $1 million in payouts, I mean, it's just absurd what you could do with Apex. It really is a game changer. And again, it's not a competition. I look up to everyone and I wish everyone the best. Do I prefer Rhythmic or Tradeovate? I prefer Rhythmic. Rhythmic, there's more options for platforms. And since I use Quant Tower, I like Rhythmic, and I'm able to log into multiple prop firms and copy trade from Apex into other prop firms and not even have to trade those prop firms. They trade by themselves, basically. It's extra money. How much cushion do I leave myself in the accounts? I take the full payout. I don't worry about the cushion. If I have $600 left, so be it. If I have $1,100 left, so be it. I do try to, get to $3,000 or over on my accounts, and I usually do, but payouts over everything, guys. Payouts is what makes the business go, right? It's not the cushion in the account. The cushion's not going to do you any good because you can always get a new account, especially when one day pass. Just get the damn payout, be happy, and use the payouts to fund more accounts, and then you could still recover an account with just, $600 to $1,000 in cushion. It's not easy, but I've done it many, many times. Couple tips here. People talk about copy trading all the time. I say you should, this is again my reasoning for this. I say copy trade only if the accounts that you're trading have been paid for by previous payouts. What does that mean? Prove yourself first. If you paid for those accounts, you activated those accounts because you got previous payouts, then go ahead and copy trade them. But if you have not, why are you gonna risk trading 10 accounts or 20 accounts copy trading when you have not proven yourself that you could get to payout? And then you lose those accounts, you put yourself in a much bigger hole financially, and it's much harder to recover. The whole point of this game is to make it houses money. Get one payout, build that up, get 2 accounts, get 2 payouts, then get 5 accounts, get 3 payouts. Because again, you don't have to get all the accounts to pay out. And I'm not saying just trade a 1 account. I'm just saying don't copy trade more than 1 or 2 accounts at a time. You could copy trade 2, but I'm not recommending copying 5 or 10. But you could trade more than 1 account. You could trade 5 accounts and trade them individually, make $200 in 1 account, move on to the next, move on to the next, and so on. And that's how you spread your risk, right? You could spread your risk by trading accounts individually, and really you can make money without being profitable. This is my favorite part. I love talking about this. I can make a whole video on this, but let's talk about how you can make money with prop firms, especially Apex, without actually being profitable as a trader. Let's take 10 accounts, for example. So let's say you have 10 accounts and you trade them individually, and 3 accounts make it to payout. So you make $2,600 on those accounts, right? That's the minimum you got to make. So I'm going to keep it at that. You made it to $2,600. So you made $7,800 total profit trading. But then you blew 7 accounts. So 7 times 2,500, because that's how much drawdown you have. Now, this is assuming that you never got into profit, obviously, of trailing drawdown. So I'm assuming the first day you blew the account. So you never got into profit. So you lost $17,500. All right. So you made $7,800 and you lost $1,750. The real math, right here, you're down 10 grand. But the real math is 3 accounts make it to payout, so you actually made $6,000 in actual funds. You blew 7 accounts. So let's do the math on how much money did you actually lose. You lost $85 per activation because you did monthly, so that's $595. And again, this is Rhythmic accounts, not TradeOvate. TradeOvate accounts are more expensive. Then you paid for 10 evals, so that's $340, right? Because you have 10 accounts, so you have to have 10 evals, so you paid $340. And then let's also include the fee, because when you pay for the account, you actually take the loss. That's how I look at it. The second I pay for the account to activate it, that's my loss, and that's the most I could lose. So the loss is already realized. So even here, let's even include these 3 accounts in the loss of $255. So your net income is $4,810, even though you are not profitable. You lost 10 grand, but somehow your bank account grew by $4,800. That is the whole math, and that is the whole game when it comes to trading prop firms. And that's what I've been doing in the beginning. Now I'm getting way more consistent with keeping the accounts and so on. But there was times where I would have 10 accounts and only 2 or 3 got to pay out. And that's how I did it. And that's how I got by in 2023 and how I used the house's money to my advantage. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or you want to have me cover any of the topics in more detail that I just talked about, let me know. And I also want to say, if you haven't been tuning into my stream, one of my goals for this year was also to get my dream car, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get an allocation at MSRP for a Porsche 911 Carrera T, and I placed the order, and it's going to be here in July 18th to be exact. So I'm super stoked about that. That was my dream, and that was the dream to get the car, even if I just made 150K this entire year. I had a whole plan mapped out, and making $138,000 in the first quarter was a no-brainer. I have a whole thing mapped out. I'm gonna make a video on the car itself, on the spec, and keep you guys updated on how that's going. But yeah, it's been my dream. I love cars. I don't spend money, but when it comes to toys, like cars, it's my passion. I'm actually going to a track day next week with my current car. I do have a Porsche Boxster, so it's going to be my second Porsche. But obviously, it's a big upgrade to a 911. All right, guys, take care. God bless. And I'll see you guys on stream every single day from 10 a.m. to around 2 p.m. or so. All right, guys, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Good luck.